Yada bun. This is not going to end well. Hi, hello. Oh, that's not my intro. Hi, bonjour, 안녕하십니까. My name is Elle, and I'm back and I'm better. A lot of things are going on. One, it's 2 a.m. It's actually 2:30 a.m., 2:30 something. So I'm already delirious. Two, I think I'm having a psychotic break. It's been the level of craziness that I've been at for the last couple of days, it hasn't, it's unmatched. Tress, you read the title. I want a Pavlov dog, you guys, in the sense that whenever you guys see this onesie, because it is a onesie, whenever you see it, know that I'll be drinking. I've been drinking. Today, what I thought I would do is I would drink and I would read my fan fiction that I wrote when I was undisclosed age, because if you heard the age, you'd be very embarrassed. You'd be like, I feel like that's not an appropriate time to be doing all that. And you know what? You'd be right. You'd absolutely be right. Which is why I'm getting drunk, because I'm so embarrassed. But it's giving liquid courage. I actually have had this soju in my arsenal for a while. Is this okay to drink? Oh, okay. Never mind, we're good. These are the two sojus that I got. Chamisu, fresh. And strawberry. It's funny because it seems like I'm already drunk, but I haven't even touched a drop yet. Not even a morsel. That's just who I am. Love me or hate me. That's who I am. The strawberry one is low-key nasty. I'm still gonna drink it though. I have work tomorrow. It's not until later in the day, so I'm just gonna drink a bunch of electrolytes and call it a day because I need to film this video. That's why I'm filming it so late at night. We're gonna start. This is a double shot I got for my birthday. We're gonna start with the strawberry. Ooh, think it and sink it. Wow. It's so much sweeter than the last time I had it. It's still alcohol though. These are two unfinished stories that I've written at an undisclosed age. And the first one is an untitled story that I started before the second one. So I'm going to read the first untitled story first. It just has one chapter. And the chapter is called May I Be Excused. So, random POV. My legs burn and I'm so out of breath as I'm running down the hallway. The sounds of screaming drowns at... The alcohol's hitting me. The sounds of screaming drown out as I keep running toward Mr. Russell's class. I round the corner and finally reach the door. I don't even care if I make too much noise. This is too important. Mr. Russell furrows his eyebrows at me. James, you aren't in this class, so what is all the commotion about? I look at the board while trying to control my breathing. Pythagorean theorem. Shit. I was never good at that. I start to lean on my knees. James, if you have nothing to say, then I suggest I look straight at Emma, and still out of breath, I managed to say, Nick got into a fight. It got really quiet, and everyone's head snapped to Emma. Her cheeks turned bright red, and I felt bad for embarrassing her, but I didn't want Nick to get into any trouble. May I be excused? She squeaked. Mr. Russell was about to refuse, but looked at her silent, pleading eyes, and then finally nodded his head. Emma grabbed her stuff and rushed out the classroom. When we got outside, she threw them into an empty locker under hers and then looked at me. I turned and started running into the direction of the fight. This is not going to end well. That is it. I will say that I was under 18 when I wrote these two stories. So don't know. Judge it how you will. I won't lie to you, that was so hard to get through. I was thinking that after every chapter, I would take a shotty shot. The next one has 9 chapters, but I'm only gonna read 8 because one of them is just ridiculous and I'm not reading that to you. Here it is. I finished this bottle. Ooh. That's what I get. Sink it, sink it. That was a doozy. We'll read the second story now. Are you ready? Because this story is actually like noir. When I was younger, I was young. I had access to the internet way too early. Please, Chebal, don't get on my ass for this. I used to really be into... I was really into mafia stories. Yeah. Okay, fine, boo, whatever, boo. And I decided to write one. So I was going through a really tough time. If I say this might date this might date when I wrote the story. So I won't tell you exactly what I was going through, but I was going through a tough time. I had decided to just vent it out into this bookie book. The title is called Stuck in Mafia World. Title is subject to change, just something to get it started. Also, please be kind. It's my first book. I love and respect opinions, though. That was the author's note. This is me. This is the actual description. Rose Miller is a 20-year-old sophomore in college and has no idea what she's doing with her life. One day she runs into trouble with a few boys on the wrong side of the tracks. After a whirlwind series of events, Rose finds herself at the mercy of Noah Jones, a crazed, abusive mafia leader who will stop at nothing until he gets what he wants. Trust me when I say I'm just as disappointed in myself as you are. You don't have to say it, okay? I'm already grieving what life could have been like if I wasn't such a weirdo. And randomly what he wants is Rose. He just doesn't know it yet. Okay. Honestly, I think I need a shot. I need a shot because to get through this... Guys, remember I'm a lightweight, so I'm already feeling the effects, but we move on. This one's worse. Soju's like cool because it like tastes like water, but it's also like worse because like it's just worse. I don't know how to explain it. It's not worse than no vodka. It's just vodka is like, it will punch you in the face, right? Soju is like a sneak attack. It's like a ninja. Because, like, you'll be cool and you'll be like, water. Strawberry water. And then, bam! Alcohol. Chapter 1 is called You're Finally Free. Well, Rose, I think that this could possibly be our last session, my therapist, Dr. Price, states as she closes her notebook. I let out a breath I didn't even know I was holding while she continues. You've been through a lot of trauma in your life, haven't you? From Theo to your parents, you've been in a constant state of fear for your life. Isn't that right? I shift in my seat and fiddle with my thumbs. Yes, I finally breathe out after a minute. I fix my glasses before making any other statements. I believe that therapy was one of the best decisions I've ever made. My depression and anxiety has calmed to little to nothing from these therapy sessions. I can thank you for that. I look her straight in the eyes with confidence and smile brightly. I haven't been able to have a smile this bright for a few years. I think this is the first time in a long time that I've genuinely smiled. Is that a smile I see? Dr. Price comments, reading my thoughts as I chuckle at her. No one has made me as comfortable talking and being myself like she has. I sit for a minute and reminisce over the fun activities that we've had here and slowly start to realize that she said this could be our last session. My eyes start to water slightly and I swallow the lump in my throat. I'm going to miss you. I finally stutter out after a while. Dr. Price has been my security blanket. She has always been there to fall back on, whether it was the best day of my life or a day where I don't even want to be alive anymore. You act as if I'm dying, she says as she chuckles. I'm still here whenever you need me. You have my number and can call me whenever you're feeling down. She smiles at me, but I can see the tears forming in her eyes too. She's been the mom I never had, the person who has raised me since I was 17. I can't imagine not coming here every Friday afternoon. What am I supposed to do with my Friday nights now? I say with amusement. Dr. Price just rolls her eyes. Go out and make friends your age, like most people do. I dramatically gasp at her and widen my eyes in fake horror. I would never, in a million years, interact with people. That's too intense. She once again laughs, but dies down, which shows me that she's about to get serious. You're finally free. Look how much you've changed. I mean, let's honestly compare. When you first came here, you barely spoke and pretended like I didn't even exist, and now you talk to me like I'm your best friend. Because you are. You're like the best mom, best friend I've ever had. Tears start falling down my face as I get up to hug her. We stay like this for a minute or two before she pulls away. I just want to remind you that I'm always here for you. Don't forget our exercises on how to deal with everything, okay? Depression and anxiety sometimes don't ever go away, and you need to remember those tools in order to win the battle. I look into her intense eyes and soak up every word she says. She taught me depression is a liar, and it's okay to have it, but never okay to give into it. I thank her and give her another hug. As I make my way to the door, she stops me by quickly saying, "It's late. Please be careful and text someone when you get home." I laugh lightly and look at her like she's grown another arm. I live down the block. I doubt I'll get kidnapped. Now this, folks, is what we call in the biz foreshadowing. It's one of those stories. I'm so sorry, just like I wave goodbye and proceed to walk down the steps of her office. I look at my phone and see it's 8 p.m. Roaming my eyes around my phone, I see the picture of my family that I set as my wallpaper. My mom sitting on the couch wearing pigtails? Y'all, I didn't even plan that. I haven't read this book in years. I'm scared. I don't even wear my hair like this ever. I just decided to wear it like this today. My mom is sitting on the couch wearing pigtails and a panda onesie? Dude, cheesing while holding my bubbly 4-year-old self who is wearing the same outfit. I laugh while my dad is tickling me while he is wearing the same outfit as my mom and I, pigtails and all. I chuckle slightly as a traitor tear rolls down my face. I miss you guys. I quickly wipe the tear away and put my phone in my pocket before walking down the street. The block I live on is long and narrow. There's probably 50 or so apartments on this street and 20 to 30 houses. First of all, that doesn't make any sense. 50 apartments plus 20 to 30 houses on the same block? You said you live down the street. You didn't mean that you live down a fucking farm. Like you're that's a football field. This ain't right. As I walk, I notice the streetlights coming on one by one while I pass them. I stop and ponder for a moment. Maybe I'm a wizard, I think to myself. That's the only reasonable answer as to why the lights are coming on only after I pass. I laugh lightly at my thought and carry on. As I'm nearing an alleyway, I start to hear a muffling sound. Shut up. Wait, I'm trying to... Shut up, a gruff voice says. If you scream, I'll fucking rip your throat. I bite my lip to hold in a gasp before hiding behind the pillar of the alleyway entrance. I peek out and see a man struggling in another man's hold. The man being held hostage looks disheveled and dirty. His clothes are ripped and have dried blood under the new blood that is falling from his mouth. He is scrawny and has bags under his blue eyes as if he hasn't slept in days. Gruff Voice was the complete opposite. He was muscular and wearing the best designer that one could buy. His dark brown hair flowing wildly as the man in his hold is struggling against him. His green eyes darkening in amusement as if he gets... What? His green eyes darkening in amusement as if he gets his rocks off to other people's pain. Noah will be here any minute, Gruff Voice states. I battle with myself and thinking of how I'm going to get home. They are facing the opening of the alley. If I walk, they will surely see me and then I'm dead. If I stay here, I might witness something that I don't want to see. Now, let's pause the movie for a second. Where do I live? Where does this girl live? Rose, what the hell are you doing? It's crazy because I know someone named Rose. That's so... Okay, I wrote this before I met them. Hey, Rose. Hope you're doing well. But that's crazy. I have to go through an alley to get to my house? Like, I'm just using that because let's pretend it's YN, you know? How fucking long do you walk? The fact that you have to go through an alley, but there's 50 apartments and 30 houses on the street? 80 buildings on our street? And you gotta go through an alleyway still? This definitely ain't New York. I don't know where I wrote this, but this definitely ain't New York. While having this internal battle, a back door swings open, revealing a tall man, and behind him 4 other men, all loaded with multiple guns. What if I just walked into? And then I have a little author's note because I have a little author's note because that was me. Like, I was like, I'm gonna write an author's note. So I said, oh, fine a freaking Lee, I wrote something. I kept saying I'd start writing, but I was too scared to do it, but I finally am. Hope you like it, and I'll try to upload again sometime today. Yeah, that was a fucking lie. Never even posted any of these. But the chapter's over, so you know what that means. Even though, like, guys, I can't lie to y'all, I'm already drunk, like, but listen, 21 equals bad decisions, because I won't be drinking later in life, because I'll be more responsible down the hatch. Holy shit. My leg is asleep. Holy shit. Holy. At the body shop, doing something unholy. My leg is still gonna be asleep, but we live, we learn, we laugh, we love. Black History Month. Love. Okay, sorry. Chapter 2. And what do we have here? The tall man, who I assume is Noah, proceeds to look around as if to see if anyone's watching. You're watching, bitch. You're watching. He's really tall. He's really tall. Around 6'3". I feel so bad because back in the day, I was uneducated on my short kings. The only short kings that I really knew were Noel and Cody. So I'm so sorry to all my short kings. I'm reformed now. I love you guys. So it says 6'3", but pretend it's whatever height you are. Because every height is hot. Even 5 feet. Like, please. He's really tall, around 6'3", which is scary compared to my 5'4" height. Oh, I want to punch myself. Girl. You could tell what kind of books I was reading by the way I described this man. His muscular caramel skin protruding through his white button-down shirt, which tells me that he's a man of important business. I try not to kill myself. His hazel eyes scan the area as if he's waiting for someone to arrive. I duck behind the pillar and hold my breath. Bitch, I thought you were already behind the pillar. I was not about to get caught snooping around in something I don't want to be a part of. I just want to go home and curl up in bed with some hot chocolate and watch Jane the Virgin. Okay, I've been obsessed with... This kind of dates the story because obviously Jane the Virgin had to be out for me to write that. But it's still a pretty big time frame for where it could be. Anywhoosie. I have been and still am obsessed with Jane the Virgin. That doesn't change. So, of course, I had to add her in my book because duh. After a minute, I hear them talk again and I peek out. With a slight nod of his head, the other men start to beat the blue-eyed man half to death. I'm too shocked to move, so I stare, frozen at the sight in front of me. Noah lifts up his hand and the men stop immediately. What should his voice be? I'm getting a little bored. I shudder at his voice. It surprised me slightly that a man with such boss-like demeanor could have a voice so deep. Ooh, I have to start over. I'm getting a little bored. I shudder at his voice. It surprised me slightly that a man with such a boss-like demeanor could have a voice so deep and smooth like silk. Okay. He yawns dramatically before continuing. You have 2 options. Give me my money or stop breathing. I don't know about you, but I like option 1. Go to hell. No. That's Gruff guy's voice. Go to hell. Go to hell. The blue man. I can do this. I can do this. Go to hell. The blue-eyed man spits. Noah doesn't even flinch, but looks down at his shirt. He grabs the blue-eyed man with force. Look what you did. You ruined my favorite button-down, he whined. Oh, he whined. Look what you did. You ruined my favorite button-down, he whined. If I wasn't so freaked out, I would have laughed at his childish behavior. Now I have to kill you and get more blood on my shirt. He rolls his eyes. You were such an inconvenience. Noah whips out his gun and shoots the man in the arm. Pew! The blue-eyed man screams out in agony, ah! To the point where I can feel the shot myself. Oh, and you told me to go to hell earlier, right? Well, see you there. Noah then shoots the man in the head. Pow! The blue-eyed man falls to the ground, lifeless, dead. I cannot fathom anything that just happened. My ears are ringing and the street is spinning. I feel my chest tighten and begin to hyperventilate. My mind can't register that I need to be quiet. I'm having a panic attack. This makes me freak out more. I haven't had an attack for a few weeks and now I'm back to square one. I see my vision leaving me as my surroundings get darker and darker. I faintly hear the sound of multiple footsteps and a chuckle. Ha ha ha. And what do we have here? The voice says before I let myself slip into the darkness that I can't fight anymore. ... Now, all of this is in italics, so this is like a dream sequence. Like, not a dream sequence, it's kind of like a flashback. Because what I had planned for this book was that there were going to be flashback scenes of Rose. Well, I'm going to say me, because it's technically like a YN book. Obviously, like a lot of books are YN books. It was basically supposed to be like, it would show flashbacks of me in therapy, and I would be using those skills that I learned from the therapy sessions, from the flashbacks of the therapy sessions, to navigate this mafia world that's full of guns and blood and death and all that. Cool? Cool. That was the plan. I obviously didn't get that far, but that was the plan. Dr. Price, I'm dying, I say into the phone as I slip in and out of consciousness. You're not dying, I promise. You're having a panic attack, she states with a slight sense of urgency. Don't freak out. The worst thing to do is freak out. It makes it worse. I slowly felt myself try to relax. I did not want to make this any worse than it had to be. I tried hard to relax, but the more I thought of relaxing, the more I tensed up. I want you to do something for me, okay? It's a quick exercise. It's called Distract. I laughed dryly at the name of the game. Dr. Price laughed quietly. It's pretty self-explanatory, isn't it? I start to nod my head before realizing that she can't see me and hummed in response. Tell me what you see in the room you're in right now, okay? It might sound weird, but trust me, it works. I scrunch up my nose in confusion, but start to look around the stall. The bathroom stall that I'm hiding in is kind of roomy, surprisingly. There's not much except the toilet paper and some writing on the stalls, and I tell Dr. Price just that. What does the writing say? Dr. Price questions. I look at the colorful writing and tell her what it says. One note says, put a tally if you hate Mr. Mendoza's stupid-ass book report. I start to laugh quietly and read the other notes. Each note was better than the rest, and soon I was laughing to the point where I forgot I was having a panic attack. It actually worked, I exclaimed in surprise. Guys, I'm so sorry for the stuttering, it's so hard. It actually worked, I exclaimed in surprise. That's a great way to calm a panic attack, by distracting yourself. Try that the next time you feel an attack coming, okay? I take a deep breath and wipe my tears. Okay. I walk out of the bathroom as if nothing happened and continue with the rest of my school day. Now we're back in the present time. I wake up feeling the softness of a fluffy blanket and the warmth of a bed. I look around and see I'm in a yellow-themed room. The comforter is a beautiful white color with sunflowers all over it. On the walls hung yellow sunlights and yellow paper flowers. Paper cranes hung from the ceiling, and you could tell that this was a girl's room for sure. What does that mean, old me? Girly pop. That could be in any person's room. A non-binary, a boy's room, a girl's room, and anybody's room. I would have appreciated the room more if I wasn't so anxious about where I was and how I got here. I start to feel myself hyperventilating before I remembered what Dr. Price told me. I slowly start to calm as I take in the rest of the room. The dresser is a nice white color covered in a beautiful and, might I add, expensive jewelry. The sun makes an appearance into the brightly lit room, and I decide that I want to explore the room a little bit more. Slowly, sitting up as to not get dizzy, I feel a sharp pain on my right wrist. I turn my head and see that I'm chained to the bed. I wrote that? No way I wrote that. I furrow my eyebrows and slowly start to panic more. Me too, bestie. Using my left arm, I try to wriggle my hand out of the lock, but the heel of my hand is too big to get through the tight handcuff. I sigh in frustration and feel the tears forming in my eyes. I don't care if I live or die at this point. I just want this nightmare to end. That sounds like me. I lie back down and start to fantasize about all the horrible torture that I'm about to go through. I suspect it won't be as bad as my childhood, but it could be worse. Damn! Damn! How bad was your childhood? Like, no way did I write that. The sound of a door creaking open jumps me out of my thoughts, and I jerk in my lying down position, close my eyes, and hold my breath. Maybe if I pretend I'm dead, then they will throw me out and I can live my life. I know you're awake, a voice as smooth as butter says. Smooth like butter. I instantly know it's Noah. I don't even know if he's the Noah that Gruff Voice was talking about before, but I'm just going to keep assuming that he's Noah. Noah shakes me slightly and I shut my eyes. You are not about to get me to look into your alluring eyes before I can escape? Girl, please. It honestly sucks that a guy I found attractive killed someone in This sentence is so absurd. It honestly sucks that a guy I found attractive killed someone in cold blood and kidnapped me. I really know how to pick him. I hear him sigh before I feel a dip in the bed. Get away! Nasty. Get off my bed. Well, get off the bed, because it's not my bed. Like, I'm kidnapped, but get off the bed. You can't escape, so you might as well talk to me and make this process slightly easier. Now it's my turn to sigh before I slowly sit up. I look him straight in the eye and try to be confident. I feel my hands shaking uncontrollably, and I start to fiddle with my fingers. How? You're chained. You're chained to the bed. He seems to notice the effect he has on me, because I hear him grunt in the amusement. Wait. Felix level. I can't say. My name's Noah. I know who you are, Flower. I already did a background check on every piece of you. Flower. Gross. Okay. It's because, like, I think there's a Wattpad story. It's something like pumpkins and something. And the guy always used the nickname Pumpkin. And I read that and I was like, oh, I want a nickname. That's not my name. So I named her Rose so he could literally call her Flower. But I wasn't going to be one of those bitches who always made the man like Italian. And then he calls her like Bendito. What do they say? That is not the word I'm thinking of. Bellissimo or princesa. Like, no, we're not doing that in this house. So I just made him call her Flower. But imagine your man, your woman, your partner. Imagine your partner calling you Flower. Whether your name's Daisy, whether your name's Mary. Flower? Get that badass nickname out of here. I start to panic a little bit more. Does he know about all the trauma I've had as a kid? That's your first thought? He literally kidnapped you. He's holding you hostage. You are chained to the bed. And he just said he did a full background check on you. He knows you have no friends. He knows you have no family. He knows that you have no way to escape and no one will come to help you except for Dr. Price, and he could pay her off. And you're telling me the first thing that you think about is, does he know about my trauma? I don't even know what her trauma is. Like, I never got to that part. So genuinely, damn, bitch, like that's really, actually I don't know what her trauma is, I remember. But that's really what you're worried about? And if I didn't write about what her trauma is, then I will tell you guys after. He doesn't seem to pity me, so I'm going to assume no. The thought still makes me nervous though. I'm not going to say much to you because it's none of your business who I am or what I do, he continues. You have 3 rules and you must follow them always or I slit your throat. Do you understand? I stare into his eyes intensely and furrow my brows. I didn't sign up for this bullshit, so don't speak to me like I did. He looks like... I feel like jumping out a window. I really hate protagonists who don't do shit. So I wanted to make her like feisty, but not like feisty when it was appropriate. That was the goal, right? Obviously, this is the wrong... He literally just threatens you. And you're like, don't talk to me like that. Boo, 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 boo. You're dead. Pow, you're dead. If this wasn't a romance novel, you'd be dead immediately. He looks slightly taken aback, but masks it with amusement. So she does speak. Wonderful. He slowly leans into me and I instinctively start to lean back. He doesn't stop until I'm lying down on the bed and we are mere centimeters away. I feel his breath on my face and the smell of mint, always mint, mixed with the hint of vodka. What kind of drink would that be that has mint and vodka? Who knows? Tell me in the comments. He looks deeply into my eyes before looking at all the features on my face. He looks from my hair to my nose to my lips to back to my eyes. I fucking own you. You signed up for this when I saw you snooping in my business. You know what that means, flower? He then grabs the handcuff that is now digging into my skin and I hiss in pain. It means you're mine, he seethes. His eyes darken to the point where it's black. How? I need a break. Okay, I'm back. I'm sitting on my chair because I was sitting on the floor. My leg was falling asleep, but being drunk and doing that, every time I drink, I feel like I gain consciousness all over again because water starts feeling more wet. The air becomes crispier, crazier. I hear sounds that I have never heard before. Colors start to become brighter. Like, am I sure this is alcohol? His eyes darken to the point where it's black and I can no longer see the man that spoke to me a few seconds ago. I swallow the lump in my throat forcefully, despite my throat being dry. He starts to chuckle and sits up into a sitting position he was in before. Ha ha ha. Rule number 1. Don't ask questions. Everything you... Oh, wait. Ha. Wait. How does a chuckle sound? Ha ha ha. Rule number 1. Don't ask questions. Everything I do is none of your concern. End of story. Rule number 2. Do not speak unless spoken to. People come and go in this house, and if you speak to them with disrespect, they'll kill you faster than you can take another breath. Rule number 3. This one is the most important. Do not ever go into the room with the purple door. If I find you in there, you're dead. Understood? When I wrote this, I didn't even know what was going to be in the room with the purple door, actually. But it was there because there was another book that I read that had like a secret room, and it was such a plot twist, bro. Oh my gosh, I wonder if I could find that book because it was such a plot twist. Like, it ended up that I think in that room he had just a bunch of pictures of the main girl because he knew her from before, or it was like security cameras. Like, it was a plot twist though. Let me see if I can find it. I'll add it, but I don't know if I'll probably find it. It was so long ago that I read that story. So I did find it, but it's a Harry Styles fanfic and I don't feel comfortable. I'm already embarrassed. Okay, I'm already embarrassed that I used to read that crap. I'm not gonna promote that shit on my page, okay? I look at him in astonishment. He clearly must be delusional if he thinks I'm gonna do anything he says. I start to put the pros and cons down in a mental list. On one hand, I could do as he says, but if I do, then I'll be a prisoner forever and never have a life. Not like you had one anyways. My subconscious is so rude sometimes. The truth really does hurt. On the other hand, I could defy him and figure out a way to peace out of this place. If I do, though, he will kill me on the spot. As much as I joke about killing myself, I really don't want to die. Not yet, anyways. It's sounding a little me-coded. There is a third option. Gain his trust and escape at the best possible time. I like this option. I stubbornly nod my head, and he smiles in satisfaction. If he wasn't such a big-headed jerk, I would find his smile really attractive. I shot those thoughts down, though. I am not going to fall in love with this jerk. I'd rather die than let that happen. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we call in the biz foreshadow. I'm just kidding. She definitely was not going to die, but they do fall in love. Kiss, kiss, fall in love. You know what I mean? He lifts his hand up, and I flinch harshly. Don't hurt me! I try to scream, but it comes out barely audible. Oh, don't hurt me! I try to scream, but it comes out barely audible as I choke on a sob. He twists his face in confusion as he gently places his hand on the top of my head. Pause the movie. What do you mean he twists his face in confusion? He kidnapped you, he locked you into some chains, and he's a mob. Like he in a mob. He knows that you saw him kill somebody. Why would he be surprised that when he lifts his hand up, you gonna flinch? Boo. He makes no sense. I hate wishy-washy main characters. I hate wishy-washy men. It's giving wishy-wash. It's giving laundromat. I was just going to tell you what a good listener you were, Flower. I'm not going to hurt you, he whispers, making me relax for a sec. Oh, he whispers. Hold on. I was just going to. How do you deep voice whisper? I was just going to tell you what a good listener you were, Flower. I'm not gonna hurt you, he whispers, making me relax for a second. Well, I wouldn't know that, now would I? I say dryly. His face hardens once more and he starts to shake, slightly in anger. He abruptly stands up and walks out while slamming the door. Bah! I flinch at the noise and hide under my covers. Welcome to Hell on Earth. So this video is already really long and we're only on chapter 2 of 9. So what I'm going to do is break it up into 2 parts. Next week will not be part 2. I don't know if I want to just give you that back to back. So I feel like I'm just going to spread it out a little bit. Also, I just found out some incredibly bad news. And so I feel like I might need some time to figure out what I'm going to do in the upcoming weeks. I'm just going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you very merci. 감사합니다. 사랑해요. I love you. Te quiero mucho. Te amo. One word means ooh. Je t'aime. I love you. I do. I love you. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. And have a very great day. I got it out. I got this video out before the sunset. Please be proud of me. Please be proud of me. Because that was a feat. But I did it. And I'll keep trying my best to do that. Anyway, I love you all. Bye-bye. Bye.